What up, folks? Graphics Rogue here, and I got what you need. I got that Napoleon. Today I will be playing as France, Louis, and my enemy will be playing as Great Britain. I love Napoleon Total War. I have not played multiplayer in a long while, but I am recently starting to get back into it. I still like Empire's multiplayer very much, but I am kind of, I don't know, the atmosphere of Empire, I don't like it as much as the atmosphere of Napoleon. So I just like Napoleon multiplayer better, and that's just how it is. So my enemy and me have decided we will battle for the hill. He has sent up his cavalry, and he's also running up his artillery, trying to get his artillery into position. I don't think that was the greatest idea. He sent them up there pretty much alone, just with his cavalry. He ran them up there. He plans on getting control of the hill fast. But I see this and I want to say no to that. So I'm running up my infantry. I'm sending out my as many infantry forces as I can. We are going to smash forward. We are going to take the hill. And I see he sends his cavalry, so I send my cavalry. And I will meet his wretched cavalry on the field of battle. The cavalry of France shall meet the cavalry of England. And it shall be a great charge. Battle will be had this day! And so our cavalry meet on the great hill and we fight. We fight for the honor. We fight for the glory. And he is moving back some of his artillery here. He moved them back to this position. But he is sending all his cavalry over, well, not all of his cavalry, but a lot of his cavalry, over to try to secure this hill. But I'm smashing in with my infantry units. And I'm going to set these guys up into position. And I decide also to send up a couple of infantry units to flank from behind. From over the side of this hill here, I'm going to smash his cavalry from behind over here. As well as send one of these infantry units to just charge right at his artillery here. He begins to set his artillery up. He's going to probably send in some grape shot to try to take out my guys quickly. To try to shatter my infantry units. But it will be not fast enough. I'm going to send my grenadiers. Grenadiers being the best melee infantry France has. Send my grenadiers at these artillery to quickly take them out. And he sees what is happening, so he's sending some light dragoons out to smash my infantry from the back, but it will be too late because I will have taken out his artillery. And I'm positioning my infantry over here to just smash his cavalry. His cavalry has been torn apart, and now they're just going to be shot to death. His cavalry has failed. My enemy has failed his initial charge for the hill. He has got his cavalry to charge into my guys over here, but he decides to pull them back before he tries to lose any more, but it shall be for naught. And now he's taking shots at my infantry I've got over here on the hill here. Yep, that cavalry unit's shattered. We have completely won the battle for the hill. The first skirmish has been won, people. But I did not move these grenadiers out of the way in time. I didn't notice. I have my eyes on all different sides of the battlefield. So he has just taken shot after shot of my grenadiers right here. They are falling. And unfortunately, they will be routing because I just forget about them and I don't move them, which is unfortunate. But I got these guys in a better position, and I am determined to defend this hill. This hill is mine, and I have spilled blood for it. The cavalry battle has been victorious, and I plan on not losing this hill. But he's also sending up some infantry over here to try to challenge my control of this forest area, and we will duke it out for a while in this forest.
Running, sir.
And as you see, they have run. They have routed. They could not take the shots they were getting over here. So they're sending ahead their infantry over on my right flank here. But unfortunately, I only have some militia and some voltigeurs to hold this line here, and I didn't position them correctly, and I didn't put in some better infantry here, and unfortunately these guys will get torn apart. I didn't think about the units I sent over here. That's unfortunate. I should have sent a better array of units and positioned them better. They're gonna get torn apart. And I also sent in some artillery here to start smashing up some of their infantry over here. That was dangerous because I could have lost both these artillery units. And they are routing. They cannot take the barrage of all the bullets coming at them. But I quickly see my mistake, and I'm starting to move ahead my infantry over here to try to make a better hold of this area. And he is moving some units over here, some rifles. He is planning on completely going around my lines and just peppering me from behind here with those rifles. Now on the other side of the battlefield,
victory, sir.
I did not send these guys up well either. I routed one of his units, and I'm tearing some of these guys apart with my 2 skirmish units I got going on over here. Or maybe it's 1. No, 2 skirmish units over here. But he swings a bunch of his cavalry around over here, which I think this is the last of his cavalry, but he utilizes them very well, and he just swings around and he's going to smash my light infantry from behind. I should have backed these guys up with some real infantry, with some proper infantry to make sure this couldn't happen. Something like this, a smashing from the front or a smashing from behind for cavalry, with a real infantry unit I could form up in a square formation and defend against these cavalry units. But I did not notice. I did not pay attention. I did break these units. I routed both the units he sent over here, but it was for naught because they might come back because I don't think they were shattered. But he is sending his cavalry ahead, and he is going to just smack the back of my light infantry hard here. As you see on this part of the flank, we are still duking it out in the forest. This will take a while, and we have won this engagement for now. They are broken. They are not shattered, so they may come back, but they are broken, and we are just duking it out here in the forest. Those Highland foot, they are tough. They are not falling easily. And as cavalry, they have smashed into the backs of my voltigeurs.
Our men are running, sir.
Voltigeurs? Yeah. Voltigeur? I think that's right. They're smashed into the back of my light infantry there, and they're just, they're routed. They're done. That part of the flank is done. And we are still holding the line over here. They have sent some units up, and I think we routed one of their units over here, or will about to. But these main infantry units can hold the line a lot better. As you see, he's still trying to move his infantry, his rifles, his light rifles over here to flank me from behind. But I send my cavalry over here to help defend this area, just in case anything like that happens to anything like what happened to my left flank happens to my right flank. So I'm sending some cavalry to help defend that area. But I notice he's weakened, and he's he's not routing, but he's moving from position from my rifles. But I decide he's weak enough that I'm going to try to charge him with my cavalry, try to hopefully rout him, hopefully shatter him so he doesn't come back. So that is what I will do. I will send my cavalry out to smash these light foot over here, and they will be hopefully done for. And I have held the line over here. We are holding the line over here. We are not really being challenged on the hill over here. We are just holding it. We're not really fighting. But we are getting a lot of shots off on these Highland foot here. We have almost pretty much won this part of the flank over here. My old guard, I've been put into position to protect against these cavalry units because he's seen what happened to the light infantry over here on our far left flank, and he wants to make sure that does not happen to the rest of our flank. So he is getting some shots off on these cavalry units, trying to make sure that these cavalry don't smash into the backs of our infantry.
Our men are running, sir.
And he has routed some of our cavalry, I think. Yeah. They got my cavalry got caught up in some units. I think he tried to charge into, maybe he tried to charge into the cavalry unit, but didn't notice the infantry unit in the forest here. I don't quite remember how that went down, but I lose my cavalry in this engagement over here. That is unfortunate. And that will be a heavy loss. That will not be good. But he is finally starting to move around his rifles, and they are not going to be good for me. They're gonna move into position. They're gonna take a lot of shots at my howitzers and my artillery in this area. We still got plenty of infantry over here to hold this line over here. Plus, I've got my general over here, hidden in the forest, and ready to give a morale boost to my infantry units. We are finally starting to shake his Highland foot units. They have been really cut down pretty bad. What's that? So yeah, the last of my cavalry have been routed. That is unfortunate. That is a devastating blow for me. I'm trying to chase down pretty much his cavalry with my old guard, trying to make sure they don't do anything tricky. I'm sending one of these units out over here to to help this other unit to make sure these cavalry don't do anything tricky. He loses sight of what's going on for a second, and I get a whole bunch of shots off of this cavalry. That is good for me. But I send these fusiliers of the line out to try to chase down these cavalry, make sure they get out of my hair. Because I have plenty of infantry over here to hold the line on this flank over here. But I decide that his Highlanders are pretty much weak enough, so I'm going to charge his Highlanders with my infantry just to hope to finally break them and get rid of them, because they are tough. These Highlanders are fucking tough. They held out a long time against a lot of bullets. I'm not sure in this game if forests protect against bullet fire. I am not completely sure, but it sure seems like that.
Our men are running, sir!
So they broke one of my light infantry units. Man, these Highlanders are tough as fuck. They're tough as nails. They are still going. They lost a lot of men, and they are still steady. Shaken, wavering. They're close to losing it, but they're still holding out. I send my general staff to meet these rifle units because they were giving some hurt on my artillery units. So I just wanted to get rid of them, so I broke them with my general staff. But my enemy sees my general is alone, so he sends out the rest of his cavalry out to try to assassinate my general quickly. He sends one unit to assassinate my general, and he sends the other unit to knock out my artillery. That will be a devastating blow. He gets a devastating smash on my howitzer. I try to pull back my general unit as best I can.
Our men are running, sir!
But he routs my howitzer unit. That is just terrible. What happened over here? I believe we routed the unit over here. We finally routed those damn Highlanders. Those Scots, they could hold out for a long time. Those are some good units. But we have won that flank. The left flank has been officially won, I believe. He's still got his full, look at that, look at the devastation of my artillery. He's still got his full line over here, ready to hold the line. I'm moving ahead my forces to try to envelop these line, trying to move ahead my forces over here. My forces over here on envelop his full line, try to take them out, destroy them. I sent some infantry units to help us, to try to fend off these artillery units. Looks like he's really putting a hurt on my guys here, and he has killed my general unit. My general could not get away fast enough, and that is unfortunate. But I finally slowed down his cavalry units, and I believe I will be killing them. Or at least routing them for the foreseeable future, and I'm devastating them. I charged my infantry ahead because I wanted to envelop this main line, but unfortunately I did not realize that he still had a bunch of infantry hidden in the forests over here. So he is going to tear my shit apart over here, and I just did not notice it. I did not see, and these guys are broken. These guys are broken, they're all running. He just got some devastating shots off on my guys trying to move and envelop the edges of this line. I did not know he had still had guys hidden in this forest. So that was a terrible, terrible mistake. And I'm bringing these guys back. Still, they must have been coming back from routing, but they got routed pretty quickly when they passed these infantry in the forests. Completely didn't see them. So no, I guess I didn't win that engagement. He pulled those infantry back. He pulled those infantry out of this engagement, and he is running them to help completely shatter my units over here. Man, his cavalry are tough. They are not dying easily. But we are managing to try to get some envelopment going on in these infantry, but he apparently has a lot more infantry that I bargained for. He's still got some King German like Legion foot. Some of these units may have been units that returned from routing. Because some of them were broken, but they weren't shattered, unfortunately, so... Well, someone got routed by these rifles over here. Very unfortunate. We are trying to... I pretty much just this fucking cavalry, these pesky bastards. They come into the back of my line over here, but I see them in time, and I see these bastards in time, and I finally get them into square formation, and it runs them off. He decides he's not going to try to fight that square formation, and I got another unit routing. And things are not going well for me. I completely underestimated the amount of forces my enemy still had left. I wanted to try to envelop a lot of these units, but a lot of his units came back from routing, and he still had a whole lot of infantry units hidden in the forests here. That just came out of nowhere to me, and I did not see that. We got a unit over here. They must have been routing, and they returned from routing, and I finally bring them back. I noticed that they returned from routing, so I'm going to pull them back to the front lines. And I'm desperately trying to reposition my guys in a position to where they're not going to get slaughtered. Wanted to get some shots off on these generals, but... Yeah, I got some shots off on the generals. They did break, but they are not shattered, so they might come back. Trying to position my guys in a steady place, but they have a lot of men left. They have a thick line here, and I'm running out of men. My line is getting thinner and thinner, and the men I have coming back from routing, they are far from the battlefield. My guys are far from position, and I fear these guys may rout before they're in complete proper position to fight my enemy. My general is dead. He's been dead for a while, so that is a devastating morale blow to me. My enemy's general has routed, but I'm not sure if he's come back or will come back. And they have routed. They have routed before getting into proper position. They have plenty of men left, but they're broken, so they may come back. And they are just routed. These guys, they're shattered. They're not coming back. I finally got these guys coming back, getting into a proper position, but he's got a lot of guys. I completely underestimated the amount of guys he had left, and I did not move ahead accordingly. I moved ahead according to what I thought he had, and that was not good. I sent these guys ahead. I think maybe I thought they didn't have ammo left or something. I don't know why I sent them so far ahead. I don't know, but they're about done. They're positioning their guys into I'm not sure if they're positioning their guys into... Yeah, they want to quickly knock out these guys on my flank. They've got these guys, and they just routed so many of my guys. I got guys coming back every now and again, but then they get routed pretty quickly.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
We're still trying to hold everything together. We only have a few units left, and they have a lot of healthy units left with a lot of men. Our units are getting thinner and thinner, and these guys are finally coming back, slowly coming back. Fuck. I gotta micromanage where every which one of the units, whether they run or walk. When you click on a unit and make them go somewhere, they walk automatically. You gotta micro each one of them to make sure they run. You can't click drag them to run. You gotta click drag them. You click drag them and they walk. And you gotta try to make them run. So yeah, I decided to go up for a final mad charge on these guys, try to break them, and I did break these guys, but they're sending so much more guys after me. We're just trying to get ourselves in a big fat melee pile over here. And these guys are steady, these guys are shattered, but hopefully I'm trying to get into the backs of these guys before he routs my guys over here. And my young guard are weak, and they did not last. My young guard routed. And I did not get to the backs of these units fast enough. But are they shattered? Those foot guards are shattered. We are desperately trying to take out as many as we possibly can. And so many of these guys, they rout and then they come back, but I don't notice it. So these guys, I just didn't notice it in time. And these guys are slowly getting back into the main fight. They still have this big fat unit over here, this big fat foot unit, and they're just crushing me. I decide I'm gonna try to just charge them and hopefully hope for the best, because charging them worked out over here, but he gets a terrible volley down on my guys over here.
Our men are running,
And
sir.
they rout one of my units before they even hit him. And this unit is nice and healthy, but they are really weak. They're all really weak. And they are just running right through my units. And plus, these guys still have these rifles left, these devastating rifles. They're not very many units. They're not very many men in the units, but they are killer. My men are still holding over here. I'm trying desperately to get these guys into the fight. Come on, run! Run faster, you fools! And over here, I finally noticed that these guys came back from routing, so I'm bringing them back. Trying to get them into the final engagement. And these guys, we still got these guys over here. They came back from routing apparently, but they are very far from the battlefield. So they have a lot of troops left, and they've I believe they've routed my units. Yeah, they've routed the units I had over here. So the melee charge basically completely failed. He's still got his rifles, and he's got a decent foot unit left. I have these two units. My general is gone. His general ran away, but it wasn't killed, so I'm not sure if it's any different. I'm trying to line my guys up quickly, but they are absolutely exhausted. My guys have been running all over the place. His guys are winded. They're not even exhausted. Tired, winded, exhausted, very tired. My guys are just tired. They are tired out. They cannot take much more of this battle. They need to win fast. They need to win quickly, or it is all over for them. They're shaken and exhausted. Now they're steady. They're moving in. Move in, men. We need to... Oh, no. Then I noticed these damn rifles came back. They have a long range, too. They came back, and they are getting shots off in the back of my infantry over here. And it is down to the wire. They've got 3 units left. I've got 2 units left. We are trying to line up and get in a perfect position, in a proper position. We are trying to take as many shots at these units as we can, try to take them out quickly. Damn it. Try to take them out quickly, efficiently, before these rifles get any more pot shots off of the back of my units over here. But these units are not dying quite as quickly as I hoped they would. And they're continuing to give devastating shots, and just like that, this exhausted unit finally broke. They could not take the devastation anymore. And these guys are shaken. I'm trying to position them in a proper position, because I know this is my last unit left, and they're completely surrounded. And he decides to charge. He's like, fuck this, I'm gonna charge him. And I'm like, ah, fuck it, I am surrounded with a crappy National Guard. Charge and hope for the best. And that is not going to go well for me. Spoiler alert. Oh, my men fought bravely, but they were just so tired. They had incompetent leadership. And my guys came back from routing over here, too little too late. My guys were just torn the fuck apart in this area. Shattered, they're shattered, so they're not coming back. And I'm trying to get them in a better position, but they're absolutely exhausted. And I'm outnumbered by all these rifles, all these foots, and more rifles. Trying to get as many shots off of these guys as I can. And it is not going great. It is going the opposite of great, I gotta tell you. The opposite of great. And now they're just going to line themselves up in a nice line and just have their way with my Fusiliers of the line. They are devastated, they are exhausted, they are out of men. I'm trying to get rid of these rifles because I feel like they are a little more devastating than the foot right now. But there's not much left I can do, and the last of my units have been routed. They are running. France has lost this day. France has been defeated by the vile British. That was a great battle. I had not played Napoleon online in a while. That was my first time in quite a while. I didn't think I would do that good. But that was a great battle. My opponent did everything right, and I underestimated what units he had. I underestimated what units he had left. Stop that. So let's check out the stats of one of my guys. I did not utilize my artillery well. I should have put them on the top of the hill. I was trying to get them into the flank area because I wanted to flank around with my artillery and just use a grape shot for a lot of the time, maybe. But I should have put them on the hill. That's what I should have done. I think. At least I think that now. But I did not utilize my artillery right, and they got slaughtered. I did not back up some of my light infantry in proper ways. I did not properly form my flanks up in ways that they should have been formed up in. I put a lot of militia and light infantry defending my flanks, and I should have put more regular infantry helping to defend the flanks. My young guard got a lot of kills. Look at that, my old guard got 341 kills. Man, they tore shit up. These Fusiliers didn't get one single kill. That was not a proper use of my units. That was terrible. So yeah, that was the battle. That was a great battle. That was really fun. My opponent was great, Sergio. I lost a lot of units. It came right down to the wire. That was really cool. That was my first Napoleon battle in a while, and I hope to bring you more Napoleon battles for my throwback series of older Total War multiplayer games. Not sure how far back I will go. Maybe I'll do some Napoleon. I mean, maybe I'll do some Medieval 2 and some Rome 1. I'm not completely sure about that. We'll see. I am your graphics rogue, and I will see you next time. Peace.